Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 226 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be August 14th if you're starting at the new year. The end of injustice. What then remains to be undone for you to realize their presence? Only this. You have a differential view of when attack is justified and when you think it is unfair and not to be allowed. When you perceive it as unfair, you think that a response of anger now is just, and thus you see what is the same as different. Confusion is not limited. If it occurs at all, it will be total, and its presence in whatever form will hide their presence. They are known with clarity or not at all. Confused perception will block knowledge. It is not a question of the size of the confusion or how much it interferes. Its simple presence shuts the door to theirs and keeps them there unknown. What does it mean if you perceive attack in certain forms to be unfair to you? It means that there must be some forms in which you think it fair. For otherwise, how could some be evaluated as unfair? Some then are given meaning and perceived as sensible, and only some are seen as meaningless. And this denies the fact that all are senseless, equally without a cause or consequence, and cannot have effects of any kind. Their presence is obscured by any veil that stands between their shining innocence and your awareness that it is your own and equally belongs to every living thing along with you. God limits not, and what is limited cannot be heaven, so it must be hell. Unfairness and attack are one mistake, so firmly joined that where one is perceived, the other must be seen. You cannot be unfairly treated. The belief you are is but another form of the idea you are deprived by someone not yourself. Projection of the cause of sacrifice is at the root of everything perceived to be unfair and not your just deserts. Yet it is you who ask this of yourself, in deep injustice to the child of God. You have no enemy except yourself, and you are enemy indeed to her because you do not know her as yourself. What could be more unjust than that she be deprived of what she is, denied the right to be herself, and asked to sacrifice her mother's love and yours as not her due? Beware of the temptation to perceive yourself unfairly treated. In this view, you seek to find an innocence that is not theirs, but yours alone, and at the cost of someone else's guilt. Can innocence be purchased by the giving of your guilt to someone else? And is it innocence that your attack on her attempts to get? Is it not retribution for your own attack upon the child of God you seek? Is it not safer to believe that you are innocent of this and victimized despite your innocence? Whatever way the game of guilt is played, there must be loss. Someone must lose her innocence that someone else can take it from her, making it her own. You think your sister is unfair to you because you think that one must be unfair to make the other innocent. And in this game, do you perceive one purpose for your whole relationship, and this you seek to add unto the purpose given it? The Holy Spirit's purpose is to let the presence of your holy guests be known to you, and to this purpose nothing can be added, for the world is purposeless except for this. To add or take away from this one goal is but to take away all purpose from the world and from yourself, and each unfairness that the world appears to lay upon you, you have laid on it by rendering it purposeless, without the function that the Holy Spirit sees. And simple justice has been thus denied to every living thing upon the earth. What this injustice does to you who judge unfairly and who see as you have judged, you cannot calculate. The world grows dim and threatening. Not a trace of all the happy sparkle that salvation brings can you perceive to lighten up your way. And so you see yourself deprived of light, abandoned to the dark, unfairly left without a purpose in a futile world. The world is fair because the Holy Spirit has brought injustice to the light within, and there has all unfairness been resolved and been replaced with justice and with love. If you perceive injustice anywhere, you need but say, "By this do I deny the presence of the mother and the child, and I would rather know of them than see injustice, which their presence shines away." It's text readings like this that can cause a person to have a throw the book across the room moment. I've lost count of how many of the text readings completely fly in the face of all seeming wisdom, everything that this world seems to teach us. But then, if this world is but a dream that you are having, then is it not true that anything done in the dream you are doing to yourself? If the cause of any unpleasant dream is sickness deep within the unconscious mind, then if it's healed, we will only dream happy dreams. We won't dream dreams of being victimized. And so to see ourselves as a victim or martyr of any kind is to do violence upon another. It is to attack them. It is to see them as a sinner because they did us damage. It is a temptation to see ourselves as unfairly treated in any moment in time. And this is something that I was reflecting on the other day. We think of sins as actions, things that we do with our body. But A Course in Miracles is trying to teach us that the thing that is the most real of all is our thoughts. The actions that play out in the world, they're just the ripples. The thought came first. And in the Sermon on the Mount in the New Testament, Jesus tries to teach this to the people. All of the 10 Commandments deal with actions that the body takes. And Jesus reframed the commandments that are so often used to blame your neighbor of a sin and said, if you even think about these things, you've committed a sin. Of course, let me take this moment to say that there is no sin. It is a thing that we believe in when we believe in the separate self. We set up a situation where we could be vulnerable enough to have harm done to us and view other separate selves as being vulnerable enough for us to do harm to them. The whole setup, it's fake. It's a fantasy. It's false. It's a dream that's playing out. We remember that the Course's own summary says, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. And that is the peace of God. Okay, that said, we continue. It's in our thoughts that we think something 1,000 times before it plays out on the stage of the dream. And in the very opening parts of A Course in Miracles, it says that we are not disciplined in our thoughts. We are far too tolerant of idle thoughts, and that there are no such thing as idle thoughts. There are no such thing as neutral thoughts, and pretty much everything we think of as our thoughts are not our thoughts, because they are not love. How many of the thoughts that pass through our mind in a day are nothing but pure love? This is the moment where we laugh uproariously at the very idea. That's hilarious. My thoughts loving? Oh, hell no. No. And that's the reason why in one of the very earliest lessons, A Course in Miracles has the radical teaching that everything we think of as our thoughts are not our thoughts at all, that our mind is actually blank when we think we are thinking. It's easy to get further in the Course and forget the first lessons that were so outrageous, at least for me, as I study A Course in Miracles, as I myself am a student of it. There's so many things in it that fly in the face of what is thought of as human wisdom. It's hard to hold them all in my head at the same time. Yeah, they're like falling out. You know, even as I'm reeling with one thing that I'm like, oh yeah, this is a thing A Course in Miracles teaches. 10 other things have fallen out of my brain. I don't remember them. So it's just really nice to be reminded and practice holding them so that more of them can intermingle because together they make the whole picture, and any one of the ideas accepted completely will heal the picture. If I may speak for myself, one of the things that causes these throw the book across the room moments is a feeling of perfectionism, how the Course is so black and white, it's so all or nothing. If we cherish even the tiniest of illusions, then we have the whole illusion being made real to us. We just remind ourselves that it doesn't matter where we're at. God has built a bridge to reach us where we're at, and all we do is reach out and ask for help, and it is done for us. Is the problem that we don't like asking for help? We feel like we should be able to do it all by ourselves? That the brain cell that's in the infinitely large brain and is an infinitely small brain cell should be able to do it all by herself? That's just silly. The help is always there. We are never expected to do it by ourselves. Yes, the reality of the situation is black and white, but we are not responsible for doing all the parts in the play, just our own gloriously imperfect part, where we just keep asking for help and we keep receiving it. It's interesting, the logic and the reasoning in this text. It says, how can you think of any attack as being unfair without thinking that, well, there must be some attack that is fair? They're all meaningless. They're all not the will of God. Not a single one in any form it takes is ever, ever, ever justified. Do we get outraged at A Course in Miracles, or do we just laugh at the complete disjointedness between what it teaches and conventional wisdom? It's kind of funny when you think about it. And then, after having a good long laugh, we give it a try, because everything else we've ever tried hasn't worked. All right, after reviewing the What is Forgiveness passage that is in the show notes, we have our lesson 226. My home awaits me, I will hasten there. If I so choose, I can depart this world entirely. It is not death which makes this possible, but it is change of mind about the purpose of the world. If I believe it has a value as I see it now, so will it still remain for me. But if I see no value in the world as I behold it, nothing that I want to keep as mine or search for as a goal, it will depart from me, for I have not sought for illusions to replace the truth. Mother, my home awaits my glad return. Your arms are open, and I hear your voice. What need have I to linger in a place of vain desires and of shattered dreams, when heaven can so easily be mine? That concludes our lesson. Happy practicing.